Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you sat down and thought about how lucky you are to have just woken up? Do you know that 150,000 people worldwide don't even wake up each day, as in they die overnight? Compound that in the long run, and you'll be very surprised how vulnerable you are to death. Have you ever thought that you could have been born in a third world country where you wouldn't even have a bed or a roof to live in? You need to wake up every day with a sense of gratitude and thankfulness that you were placed in the exact position you are right now, away from all the negative things I just listed before. Even if your circumstance right now in life seems to be pretty bad, you're not enjoying life, your mom and dad are arguing too much, you got a annoying little brother or sister or whatever your circumstances, you just gotta be grateful for it. Tell me, how are you watching this video right now? You are watching off a tablet, a phone, laptop, whatever, but you have access to one, so you should be grateful for that. You should smile, enjoy, and don't take this for granted. You have access to the internet, you have a phone, you can call your parents whenever you want, you can FaceTime them, you have access to Google, you can search up information that will come instantly in a few seconds. That's a privilege. You know that not a lot of people in the world even have that. Most people live their day-to-day lives taking so much for granted, from their health to their possessions and items they use on a daily basis. But when you pause and reflect on everything and everyone that you have around you and think about the values they provide to you, like this person makes me feel safe or that person makes me laugh, you do know that these people cannot also be taken for granted. You should also be grateful for people, not just things, people as well. So you should cherish these people and let them know that you value them, that you care for them through your actions or your words. At any moment right now, your heart could stop and you could drop to the floor dead. You know that, right? So why aren't you grateful? Well, I hope you are grateful, because the fact is that this happens to a lot of people. I feel like we've been born into a society where we've all been raised with technology and convenient items like mattresses, smartphones, television, and since we've grown up with these from our very birth, we've never really taken time to actually look at it and say to yourself, damn, like I actually have access to this. Because some people out there don't even have a bed, they don't even have a mattress. They gotta sleep on the floor every day at night. They don't have a phone, they have to use cents and put it into a payphone to call their loved ones. And here you are, raised since the age of 0 with all of these possessions, and you haven't even taken a single time to ever thank God or thank your mum or just be grateful in general that you have these items in the first place. If you don't live with gratitude, it's as if you're just taking from the world and you're not giving back in any way. And that's a very disrespectful thing to do, especially to God. God put you in the very position you were put in for a reason. It's either to teach you a lesson or to motivate you further to keep going for your goal, or to humble you and let you know where you are, let you know where your place is. So wherever position you are in life, you should be grateful that you were put in there, because there's always a reason that God put you there. There's always a learning lesson and outcome to be made. And it's more than just being placed in where you are. It's way more than that. It's about the people who you're surrounded with as well. Even if your mum or dad don't seem to show much care for you, it's all about perspective in the world. Like, they gotta wake up very early in the morning, 6 a.m. They gotta make food for their kids, and then they gotta go drive all the way to work. That's my parents, at least. I don't know about yours. And even if some days they may not seem to show care or love, they're doing this all for you, and you know it deep down. And that's why you should be grateful. So you should be grateful for these kind of people in your life, even if they don't show you care. Just be grateful that they exist and they are here in the present. Because for all I know, my dad could have divorced, you know? I'm not saying that he will, I'm just saying it could have been. It could have been the case that he has divorced, but he hasn't. You know, life could be worse. So I'm grateful that my dad didn't divorce. It's just the little things in life that you should be grateful for. Every single thing you see, just take a little moment out of your life just to be grateful for the things you have. Because there's so many people out there who would die, who would kill for what you own. To be in the shoes you wear, in the clothes you wear, in the bed you sleep in, to be in the very position you are in right now. If you're like a student in school and you know, you feel like your assignments it's too pressing, it's too tough, just know that there's some people out there who would die for a position to be in your shoes, to have the privilege of an education. I know now in the modern world, people are saying education's a scam. I don't want to get my thoughts involved in there, but just be grateful that you have the opportunity for it, because you have the chance of a full-time career to get money and provide for your loved ones and make a life for yourself. There's some people out here in the third world country who don't even get this choice. They don't even have the choice to go to primary school. In fact, the moment they were born into the labor market. And here we are, being born into iPads and iPhones, playing Roblox and Fortnite all day, without a single thought of how we could have ended up in those slums. And we're just so addicted to technology these days that we don't even have the time to think to ourselves that, damn, we could have ended up in a poor ass country with a broken leg or blind or deaf. Any one of these conditions we could have been born with any of them, really, but we weren't. Well, I wasn't, and I'm super grateful for that. But even if you were born with these kind of conditions, just know that it could have been worse, you know? You could have been born with an extra finger missing, or an extra limb missing, or an extra empty patch of hair on your head. It could have been worse, and the fact that it could have been worse is why you should be grateful, because it can always be worse. So if you're watching this off your phone, sitting in bed or a couch, wearing a hoodie, a shirt, with a roof over your head, just know you're doing pretty well off, and that you should be grateful. How I'm practicing my gratitude is by sitting out here in my park and I'm drawing nature. I'm drawing what I see right in front of me, and I'm savoring the moment. I'm savoring the moment of nature. It just looks amazing right now. The trees are dancing, you know. The skies are lovely, rich blue, and the grass feels soft. And yeah, I'm just super grateful that I have this park near my house, so I can walk to every day and practice my gratitude by drawing. I appreciate this nature, and therefore I will draw it on a piece of paper to savor the moment of nature. Even if you're doing very bad in life, your parents divorced, you got one leg, you got one arm, you're bald, ugly maybe, you're alive. At least you're alive. And of course I can't speak for them. Of course their life is a lot harder than mine, and therefore I can't speak for them, and it must suck for them. But you're alive. And I just want to point out that the fact that you're alive is a blessing, because the chance of you being alive right now is very slim. I hope you know. It's like a 1 in trillions, right? From birth. I don't know about the science of it. I don't want to get into it. Since the fact that you're alive, you're breathing, it shows that there's hope. You can always do something about it. I don't know if you can do much if you're blind and losing 2 limbs, but just the fact you're alive, I think it's such a blessing, because there's some people out here, they just died and they never got to appreciate life. And I think that really sucks, because life is a gift, and gifts must be treasured. And to treasure it, we must show gratitude to it. Stay mindful.